But alas, Joel Embiid has promised payback. Jumping center with Karl Anthony Towns, and we are...
They're just used to him booing, that's all, but he really hasn't done anything to garner it.
They won by 2 points. They scored 124 points. A season high is Embiid getting janged a bite on Karl Anthony Towns. Stauskas for Embiid. Wow, unfinished business.
Keeping his hands up, ready for that pass.
Embiid, the Sixers' leading scorer on the season, averaging just under 19. Was 3 of 6 from beyond, and he was 6 of 12 from the floor in that game. After 3 quarters, only to succumb in those first 3 games. Embiid, Ilyasova in the mix, Saric as well, which means he's got to guard this guy, Wiggins.
Switching with Irsan, sending him to Joel.
And Towns overall a very good rebounder. He is 8th, averaging 11.5.
And you almost kind of lick your lips when you see your big guy. Towns just pounced on the opportunity.
Here is Towns. He's got 3-point range. Ilyasova second in the NBA to Maurice Spates of the Clippers in charges taken. Embiid not once but twice. His second bucket for 4.
And that penetration almost pushed Karl Anthony Towns underneath the basket. In other words, when the shot went up and missed, he was in no rebounding position. Joel, the only one there for the putback.
Number 88, the second-year player from Serbia on the floor for the first time. The gentleman who just missed the shot, as we have Embiid making contact here. The foul's going to be on Chris Dunn.
It's about the other end of the floor, and they are trying to gel as a unit. Hence, they bring in one of the better defensive-minded coaches.
Nick Stauskas along with Hollis Thompson for the first time. You have Nerlens Noel and Joel Embiid on the floor at the same time, along with Dario Saric as Embiid goes rolling in.
Still comes naturally to him. He's indicative of the plight that the Timberwolves team is going through. Mark knocked down Joel all game long thus far. Worried about that little penetration. JoJo pulling up instead.
We mentioned Aldridge and Muhammad, who's doing a lot of the scoring right now, at least until Joel Embiid interceded. And he comes up with a loose ball. His first block of the game.
Muhammad tried to use the rim mark as protection, thinking that would deter Joel. No dice.
Embiid for Noel. One more to Joel. Hey, it runs.
Take a look at Muhammad. He sees daylight. That gets turned away quickly. And how about the diamond inside? JoJo finding Nerlens, returning the favor, resulting in the foul. Most guys want it quiet on the free throw line when they're shooting. Mark.
He is a good scorer. He averages just under 21, and that's 3rd on the team.
Mark, and the question was...
By the way, a delay of game warning issued against Minnesota. Embiid bumping Karl Anthony Towns.
After his basketball career is over.
Really? I believe he's smart enough.
Sporting the same lids.
Listen, I'm not in a position to comment on hair. I want to be specific. It was St. Joe's High School in Metuchen. Now Embiid, already with a 3 to his credit. That is Ilyasova, got it done.
Over the outstretched arms of Karl Anthony Towns, still able to convert. Big fella.
And as he continues to be greeted by double teams, he'll be asked to... The Sixers are offering specially priced group tickets of 10 or more, for including 6 in the final quarter in Denver on Friday. Embiid against Jang. Got it done with a hook. That was lovely.
Villanova Wildcats. How can you forget that? He's got a ring.
Taking hold of the Timberwolves here in the first half. Embiid at it again. He's met hard by Karl Anthony Towns. Definite contact. Mark Sumoff bringing you all of that action. First game. TJ McConnell again for the injured Sergio Rodriguez. Teamed with Nick Stauskas. Joel Embiid in the middle.
Either the 4 or the 3 taken out, Mark. Sometimes the 5, depending on who's under the bucket. But someone's got to come to him, make themselves available. No one for Rubio that time.
An early third quarter statement. Scored the first 7 points of the period. They pressure the Timberwolves out of the timeout. They get the desired effect. 5-11 on the road. They are 5-5 in their last 10 games.
Producing, it's only -8. I know I feel better when he's out on the floor, don't you?
His team does, certainly, as he comes down with a miss after the missed free throw. Ilyasova for a three, and
Joel Embiid at the 4-5.
Certainly seems evident as Embiid.
Certainly the physical qualities of both guys has too easy.
Embiid against Jang. Three on the way from Levine.
Into that one with confidence. TJ almost expecting the assist before even.
Wiggins, who has struggled.
Certainly had squared up and taken a shot. I don't know what he's so frustrated about. Keep the ball up. Too good to be struggling as he is tonight. Too talented with a lot of different things in his game.
And for him, and that's Embiid off. Embiid, perhaps disconcerting Wiggins. Maybe he took it away. Here are the Sixers. They'd have to quicken things up to get 2 for 1. It is a Stauskas three. 2 minutes or fewer to go in the fourth quarter, but we're just into the fourth quarter. And is Embiid alone for 3.
We've seen Joel on a regular basis make that trail jumper from the top of the key mark. Those wings. Tried to dribble handoff there, didn't work.
Sixers need to get busy. Stauskas for a 3. Embiid tracks it down. The Sixers here with a fresh 24 of the 28-minute restriction, and Brett Brown has indicated there is some wiggle room there as Embiid defending Karl Anthony Towns.
The timeout, they go right to their best player, and this is a grown man move right here, going up against Joel Embiid. Of the fourth quarter mark, that's almost 6 minutes from now. Wow.
That time Embiid standing tall.
Important, we talked about on the road executing. Got to do it here at home as well. Minnesota feeling good about themselves.
Towns, who along with Levine have been the stars for Minnesota here in the second half. Good defense by Embiid. Towns fighting the good fight. He comes down with a miss, tried to bang it off of somebody. He stepped out of bounds. Inside to Embiid. Finally a bucket for the Sixers. And it comes from their man, Joel Embiid, who's got 24. The Sixer lead expands to 8. And as they rise at Wells Fargo Center.
Well, I'm reminded of what the great Akeem Olajuwon used to say. Keep it simple. Give me the ball. That time, the deep post up from Joel Embiid.
Towns getting Embiid to bite. Joel looking for the miss. The 2 end up on the floor. Again, Minnesota with a fresh 24. Good look inside Levine for Towns.
When you contrast the offensive movement on one end of the floor, Minnesota is sharing the basketball and moving bodies.
Look at Embiid trying to wrestle it away from his counterpart Towns.
Well, we talked about how important it is for him to slide his feet without fouling. Perfect example of it right there. Got to block out around that circle. Nick trying to get the inner position.
Rebound.
Great long rebounds, long shots, long rebounds. That point guard's got to dig in and help out.
Embiid.
A second chance.
Wells Fargo Center. This to give him 26. 3 minutes to play.
Could we try a different approach, quieting the crowd during his free throws?
And they look to Embiid. He was looking to Stauskas. Embiid in a tangle down low with Karl Anthony Towns, and away they go. Embiid, did he walk? Yep. Embiid against Towns. Joel Embiid with the fake, had it blocked, and Towns has the miss.